Welcome back, YouTube. Today I bring a tutorial video. You read the title. Yes, is correct. I'm going to be talking a lot. I'm going to be basically explaining how this game works and how to play it. So if you're a beginner at this game and you have no idea what you're doing, you clicked on the right video, because I'm going to be trying to teach you everything I know. I have over 500 hours in the game. I know pretty much every mechanic you could possibly know in this game based off the community that's been built on this. As you can see, I'm level 3000, so I got quite a few levels and quite a few games down my pack. So today I'll be teaching what I know. I'll be doing a 3-part series. This first video, obviously, to start the series off, is how to play Phasmophobia, just in general, how to be a ghost hunter in this game, what are the tools, how to use them, what to look for in the game. The second video is going to be how I play. That video is mainly for the people that are experienced, that need to pick up a playing style, that need to know how to, how would I play this game? How would I play this game efficiently and as fast as possible? Because if you know me, you watch my videos, I play fast. I get equipment in and out of the house. I know what I'm doing. I get things going and get things done fast. So that'll be the second video of like how I play. I explain the things I do. The third video will be how to play in nightmare mode. Now, if you're just a beginner, I would recommend getting some hours in this game, just getting used to the mechanics and getting used to how this game works first before you even touch nightmare mode. Even me playing a professional would be too much for a beginner. But we're going to be playing a professional anyways today, because that's just something that I play on like normally if I'm not playing a nightmare. But yeah, those are going to be the 3 videos. We're going to go ahead and just hop right in the first one, and I'm just going to start out by explaining everything. So usually you don't start out with any money. Obviously, I have a lot of money here. Usually you don't have any money, so what you normally start out with is just these items right here that you see. You will just start out with the dots, EMF, flashlight, the writing book, spirit box, UV light, video cam. You start out with one of those each. And another photo cam if it's somewhere in here. Yeah, you only get one photo cam too. But yeah, you get one of each out of evidence. You don't get to do any objective kind of stuff. So let's just go ahead and hop in the game so I can start explaining some things that's going to be happening. Basically, I'm going to be teaching you things that the tutorial in this game does not teach you. So I'll be teaching you how to hide from hunts, other mechanics that aren't explained. But yeah, as soon as you spawn in here in the truck, as soon as you spawn in, as you can see, I got equipment right here. You have a truck guide. You don't have to worry about him saying anything. He doesn't really matter. He actually doesn't have any use. He just tells you, just random things about the ghosts, and it does not matter. So trust me on that. But what does matter is this whiteboard right here. You have optional objectives. So you have 4 objectives up here. Normally it's just 3 that you got to do. The first one is just like finding out what the ghost is, finding out what you like, because if you go to the journal here, by the way, you can press J for journal, which is the default key for that, but if you have it somewhere else, press that key. You have overview, photos, evidence, and ghost. So overview is just pretty plain and simple. If you go before this, it teaches you how to gather evidence. I mean, this journal will help you a lot. It will help so much. So I would recommend reading through this. But we're just going to skip that for now. We're just going to act as if you read that, or maybe if you didn't, I can just teach you things where you don't even need to read it. But basically, the overview, this tab right here, you get the case number. This is just how many games you played, so don't even worry about that number. But what does matter is the name right here. This will tell you the name of the ghost. This is the name of the ghost. Now, keep in mind, sound is very important in this game. It is the most important thing in this game, I think, in my opinion. So also, if you did not know, this game picks up your mic, so it detects what you're saying through the microphone. So if you're playing solo by yourself, your microphone is always on no matter what. If you're playing a multiplayer with like 2 to 3 or 4 people, you have to press a push to talk button. Again, it just depends on where you put that keybind at. So that is stuff I'll explain later in the video about talking and stuff. But yeah, we have a John Johnson ghost here. That is the name of the ghost. So why do we have the name of the ghost? Why is that important? That just tells you the name of the ghost, obviously, and you can use that name to trigger the ghost, make it have a possible reaction out of it. constantly repeating the name can anger the ghost, make it frustrated. It's really much all there is to the name, honestly. And honestly, you can get some really ridiculous names in this game. You get like Thomas. You can get Michael Jackson. You can get some crazy names in this game. I've had some crazy names. It's pretty cool. It's pretty funny. Pretty fun overall thing. But yeah, other than that, the name is just completely useless other than just using it to basically piss off the ghost. Response to. Okay, so because I play in a higher difficulty, because I play in Professional, Nightmare, there's only 2 difficulties I ever play in. This is always going to say we're unsure. But if you're starting out like you are right now, if you're watching this video, response to is basically letting you know if it responds to a whole group of people. If you're playing with like 2, 3, 4 players, and they're all in the same room and you're trying to ask a question on the spirit box, it's more likely not to respond if it says it responds to like everyone, if it responds to one person only. It just depends on how that is. Now that could change every single game. The ghost, no matter what the ghost type is, that could change. So if you're playing an amateur, intermediate, and you have a group of people, if you're asking spirit box, you're not getting an answer, just look in your journal real quick and see who it responds to. If it says it responds to one person, just ask everyone to leave the room so you can ask the spirit box questions, which I'll be going over again later in the video as we go on. The keys we found. Basically the only keys you can get is right here. Remember, you need to pick this up every single game. Every time you load into a game, no matter what map, no matter what, there will always be a red key right here. This red key will get you unlock the front door so you can walk into the map. That's as simple as that. But yeah, you pick up the key. Normally what I do is I just pick up the key and I just look at the name and then I grab equipment and go. That's normally how I play, but as a beginner, you need to learn what the truck does for you and exactly what it is. But yeah, these objectives, optional objectives, I will talk about all of these objectives later in the video. As time goes on, I'll explain them when we go over them. But yeah, this is your overview section. Your photos. Now, I have made an entire guide on this on photo tutorial. So I will link it top right or top left, wherever the video might be for you. So you could watch that if you're interested about the photos. Basically, to give a brief summary over the photos, you have 10 photos to take in the book. You don't have to take them. They're not a requirement. Unless you want some extra money, that's what I would recommend to do. Like, again, I have that video up there, so if you want to know how to take photos to make yourself the best money possible in the game, I'll have the video up there and you guys can watch that. But other than that, we'll skip the photos for now. Let's go to the evidence section. Now, this is the most important part of this journal. This journal has changed recently, so it's going to be a lot easier to explain this. Basically, this is the stuff you'll be filling in. This is the main reason why you'll be opening your journal right here, is to fill in evidence or to rule out evidence or to see what ghost types you could be possibly dealing with. Like I said, all of these, every single one of these evidences right here, I will explain every single one of them individually, explaining how they work, how to get them, and what to use to get them. So, like I said, as this video rolls on, you'll start getting answers to things that I'm saying right now. So don't worry about that. It'll all be in this video. This video is going to be a long one, I have a feeling, and I'll be talking a lot. So, but yeah, this is very important. As you can see, these are all the ghost types down here. Let's say we got EMF 5. That eliminates all the ghosts that are shaded out right here are the ghosts that it cannot be. So like I clicked an EMF 5, everything that's still bolded in is the ghost types that I can possibly get. Now, if you notice there's an X up here, I clicked on it once. Now, if you click on it, there's an X that checks it off. That means that is the evidence you got. Now, if you click on that thing one more time and you put a nice little slash through it, that means you are canceling out that evidence. That means that is the evidence you are not getting. So let's say a ghost touches a door. You hear it, and you go check for fingerprints, and you don't see any. You can double tap this, and that means you have canceled out fingerprints. That means fingerprints is not an evidence on here whatsoever. That could go for anything else. If you don't see any orbs, you can cross that out too. These are the ghosts that you could possibly get that doesn't have orbs. No spirit box, you can cross that off. These are the ghosts that doesn't have spirit box. So just like that, I mean, it's pretty simple as that. That's how that works. Also, here's something very important that I notice a lot of new players forget. If you are certain on what a ghost is, let's say this ghost is a spirit, okay? If the ghost is a spirit, you have to basically, the overall objective of the game is you have to find out what the ghost type is. That's literally the objective. If you want to play optimally and just want to get the ghost type, that's what you have to do to win the game. You just go in the house, you get the evidences, the 3 evidences that you can possibly get, and then you fill in the ghost, what it is, and then you leave. Now, when I say fill in the ghost, you click on the name. Make sure you click on it, okay? Like, if you're gonna choose, if it's a spirit, poltergeist, mare, demon, whatever, revenant, Ure, Hantu, Unrio, whatever the names are, make sure you click on the right one. People tend to forget. Like, sometimes somebody put, oh, EMF5, fingerprints, dots, okay. Oh, that means we're dealing with the Gorio. And then they just leave the game. And then they don't have the ghost filled in, or they have the wrong ghost filled in. You need to make sure every time before you click this button on the side, which I'll be showing in a second, every time before you leave the game, you fill in the ghost. Even me with 500 plus hours in the game, I tend to forget sometimes to fill in the ghost. I mean, it's just something that happens every once in a while, but it's muscle memory at the point to where your mind just like always remembers to fill in the ghost type. It's just something that happens, you know. Sometimes you'll forget it. It's just you can't control it. It's okay. But yeah, just make a habit of doing that. Make a habit of always filling in the ghost before you leave. But yeah, now that I explained that, now here's a very important and informative section right here. These are the ghost types. If you click on all of these, there's 20 ghost types. You obviously see up to 20. Each one you click on, every single category you click on, but this is what I love about the journal. It will teach you what the ghost is. It'll just give you a brief summary of what the ghost is, like a spirit right here. It has a strength and a weakness. You can use the weakness against the ghost, and also there are some hidden mechanics in this game about every single ghost. There are some hidden things that the book doesn't tell you that you can do. I'll be explaining that during the video too. I got a lot to talk about in this video, so I just want to make sure that someone that is fresh into this game can get a brief idea of what's going on, how to play this game. But yeah, if you want to learn the ghost types, you'll learn it here. They'll give you a brief summary. Also, a very important section on this journal because it gives you the evidence. Now, each ghost has different types of evidence. Like the spirit gives you EMF5, spirit box, ghost writing. The wraith will give you EMF5, spirit box, dots, projector. You know, every ghost will have a different combination of evidences. And as you progress and you get more levels in this game, you start getting more experience, you start to memorize which ones it has. Like a revenant. I know a revenant has freezing, orbs, and writing because that's the most dangerous ghost in the game. Keep that in mind. Revenant and Raichu are the two. I'd say Demon is up there too. Revenant, Raichu, and Demon are the 3 most dangerous ghosts in the game. In my opinion, that's just how it is. Because Revenant and Raichu are just the fastest ghosts. You can't outrun them if they're in your line of sight if you have electronics around. I'll explain that stuff later on in the video. Demons can hunt early. I'll explain what a hunt is, what to do during a hunt, how to prevent them. But yeah, there's a lot to explain. But yeah, if you want to take your time to see here, I would recommend, honestly, as soon as you load in the map, you know, take a look at this section right here, introduction. I mean, it tells you so much. This journal helps a lot. This will tell you how the ghosts work, how the game works, what the tools are in the van. But I think me explaining how the tools work, I'll be able to show you how they work. I'll be able to showcase them instead of just reading some words to you. But you got ghost types here. I would recommend just going through all these, just reading them all. Honestly, if you sit down for a while and you memorize all these ghosts, you memorize all their evidence, and like over time you'll get used to, like, the more experience, the more you play this game, the more you'll learn. That's just with any game, honestly. In this game, it's very important. But if you can sit here and go through all these 20 categories of these ghosts, all 20 different ghosts, and you memorize the 3 evidences for them, that is huge. That is so big for you. That helps like an enormous amount. So I haven't even left the truck yet, so I can tell you this could be a long one, but it helps you like so much to memorize that evidence, because you'll be like, oh wait, if I have EMF 5 in Spirit Box, that means I can have, because if you have only 2 evidences, most of the time in this game when you play, you'll get 2 out of 3, and you'll most likely get stuck on that second one. And these are, you'll be left with options. Basically, this game is about canceling each other out. Process of elimination. Not all the time. You won't always get instant 3 evidences. Sometimes you really gotta work for them, you know? Like EMF 5, that can be tricky sometimes. You gotta keep checking. You gotta always be checking yourself in this game. Always on top of your evidence, always on top of checking things. So, like sometimes you'll get an instant EMF 5 and fingerprints. Those are like, that's something you can get off a door touch right there. I'll explain what a door touch is later in the game. But this is a very common combo right here you can get. Sometimes you can just get stuck with that, and like you're left with all these ghosts. Now these ghosts have another evidence, like a Jinn would be freezing, Goryo would be dots, Obake would be orbs, I believe, yeah, and then Myling would be writing. So those are all the possible things you got to keep in mind. Okay, so I have these 4 ghosts left, so that means I'm only gonna get freezing, orbs, dots, and writing. So those are the evidences you should be looking for. If you get these 2 evidences, don't try the Spirit Box. There is no possible ghost type in the game where you can get Spirit Box with this combo. So always keep that in mind. It is, I can't tell you how important it is to not waste time in a place where that's haunted, because you will lose your sanity and you will get in hunting range and you will most likely die. So if you're stuck, like if you have 2 out of 3 evidences, keep checking up on yourself. Make sure you're checking the right evidences, so you know it can't be Spirit Box. So don't even try the Spirit Box. You know what? Don't even have it in the house. You know, always make sure you're just checking the 4 possible ones you could possibly have. Now, sometimes you can get different combos. I can get like fingerprints and writing, Poltergeist, Demon, Mylink, you know. Poltergeist, that would be, what? That would be Spirit Box, right? Yeah. So be trying Spirit Box. Demon would be freezing, so look for freezing. Mylink, that would be EMF 5, so try to get EMF 5. And like I said, this is I'm probably speaking a whole new language to you right now, but I'll be explaining how everything works later in the video, so calm down. You know, there's no need to freak out. I know this is a lot. This is honestly, as far as the gameplay goes, this is a simple game, but there's a lot of mechanics, and it's very what's the word for it? Very complex. There's a lot of, it branches out. There's a lot of branches on it, and I'll be explaining those branches as much as I can. If I leave anything out, I'm sure I'll add it in the description or the comment section. I'll just let you guys know, or I'll just make another video touching on it. It just depends. But this video is going to be the full-on guide tutorial on this game. So if you got the time to sit back and watch an informative video, I recommend watching this, because this will help you a lot. Okay, so now we're going to take a break from the evidence for now. Right now, we are sitting in the truck. I'm going to be explaining what is in the truck. Okay, so you spawn in. Obviously, I'm standing right here. You grab the key. You know, you got your stuff right here. I'll be explaining the objective stuff. I'm not even touching the objective stuff right now, because they're not important when you first start the game. They are not important. The only thing objectives do is give you more experience, more money. Yes, it is kind of important to get more money and experience so you can play on harder difficulties and you can get the equipment. But when you're starting out and you're a noob, you can't afford any equipment. Like this third objective right here with EMF reader, you can do that because you have that evidence tool. But the repel, the blow out the candle, you don't have a candle in here. Obviously, I do, because you know I'm making a tutorial on how everything works in this game. So, I'm doing a lot of talking. Sorry. So you have 4 graphs here. You probably have no idea what these are. Let's take a look at the first one. This is pretty simple. This tells you the name of the map that you're on. I'm on Tanglewood. This is just a layout of the map. This explains where things are. This little green thing right here with the little little bolt thing is the breaker. If you don't know what a breaker is, basically it's the power to the house. As soon as you walk in, now here's the thing: if you're playing on amateur and intermediate, the breaker will always be on. Like, well, not always be on. It'll start on. The ghost can turn it on and off at any time. During the game, it can do that. It has that ability. Sometimes you get really annoying ones to do that. But when you start out, as soon as you step foot in the house and lock the door, the breaker will be on. But Professional Nightmare, you have to go turn it on yourself, which means the house starts out cold, which makes it a little harder to find the ghost room. This little white pad right here, it took me actually a while to find out what it was. I was like, how do you scroll through here? Now, if the map has multiple levels, you can actually click on this. Like this map has a basement, for example. This is the basement right here. It just shows you the layout of the basement. You click that. Now sometimes you get like Edgefield with 3 stories. You get a basement, main level, and then a second story. And you have to click that 3 times and you go through it. But yeah, it just shows you the layout of the map. It also shows you the breaker, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it about the map thing. So Team Sanity. This is extremely important. So obviously I'm at 100. So what is sanity? How do you explain sanity? Okay. So sanity is basically your health in the game, if I had to explain that. When you start out, no matter what, every time you start out, you have 100, you know, which is how it should be. Start out with 100 sanity. Basically, what this is as soon as you step foot in the house and you unlock the door, your sanity slowly drains over time. Like if you're in the darkness, it's drains faster. If you turn on lights, it drains way less faster, like cuts it in half. So like if you're in a place, like if you're in a room, you could turn on the light in the room to try and preserve your sanity a little bit. Now, this is what I'm going to recommend to you new players, okay? If I had to give you any advice, keep your sanity high. And how to do that is to not stay in the dark too long. If you can go outside the house at any time to, like, if you got to fill in something in your book, you got to look up some information in your book, please walk outside of the house. We can go ahead and hit this. By the way, this button right here, this is how you get outside of the truck. You click this. You only click this button twice in the game, okay? The first time you click it is when you're about to leave and, like, when you're about to get out of the truck to go to the house and investigate. And then the second time is, like, when you're done with the game, you have everything completed, and you're going to click this to leave. So you like to close. Doors will close up, and as time goes on, you'll hear the truck keep going. And then it will just automatically take you to the main menu. I like that right there. You can actually open the doors again, if you didn't know that. That way, like if you have the wrong ghost or you forget to fill in the ghost, you can click this button and then it'll just put you right back in. But yeah, you click this button right here, that'll let you out. Okay, so this is the safe zone. The truck in here, this is the safe zone. Everything before the front door is a safe zone. As soon as you unlock the door and you walk in the house, as soon as you are in the house, your sanity will start to drain over time. Now, I just unlocked the house right there, so it's going to unlock the ghost as well. As soon as you unlock the door, the ghost will spawn in and stuff. So, but other than that, just like anything before the front door, like if you are right here outside of it, you are safe. You cannot die. Your sanity will be fine. So if you're in the house, you're investigating, you walk out here, go through your journal, and then like fill in the things you have or look up information. Make sure you do it outside of the house. That is extremely important because you don't want to lose your sanity and you don't want to get hunted and die. I'll explain what hunts are and how not to get hunted and how to get hunted, basically. See right now, this is activity board, but yeah. Sanity, you have sanity pills, okay? Now, you will unlock these as time goes on. You will get money to spend on this. By the way, all this equipment you see right here, you don't have to be a certain level to get them. You just have to have money to buy them. So dying on amateur, if you die on amateur, you get half the money back for all your equipment. So if you bought all this equipment you see right here, which is roughly 2,500, if you were to add everything in the game, that's like $2,580. So basically, if you died with all this equipment, you will get half the money back for what you spent on it. So $1,240 or whatever, or I don't know the math on that, but you'll get half of that. But yeah, intermediate, professional, nightmare. If you die and you add in all the equipment, you have to buy it all back. That's just how it is. You will lose a lot of money doing this. Now me, I'm just lazy. I don't like to add specific items. I just add everything I could possibly need. That way I have a full arsenal of things to use against the ghost. It's just nice to have, you know. But when you start out, you won't have duplicates of things. Like I have 2 EMFs, 2 spirit box, 2, you know, I have multiple things. I have 4 flashlights. You have 2. I don't use most of these, honestly. I don't use all of my tripods. Sometimes I don't use all of the candles. I only use 1 freaking thermal. That's all I need. I rarely ever use the pair of mics, which is like one of the most useless things other than you're playing a big map. Again, I'll explain what each item does. Oh, this is a lot of talking, Jesus. Yeah, I'm lazy. I like to have all my items. But yeah. So to explain sanity, like I said, your sanity will drain when you go in the house. I'll touch on it more later. Let's just get through the truck right now. So this up here, this doesn't really matter, okay? The only time this ever matters is if you use these things. These are called sound sensors. This is the only item in the game that's white, as you can see, that has a silver color. These are sound sensors. What sound sensors do, you just place them on the wall by pressing your F button or whatever your default secondary use is. Excuse me. You place that on the wall and it will show up here on the graph. So you have 4 sensors down here and you have 4 spots. So wherever you place that sound sensor will tell you the name of the room. So if I went in there and placed it in the foyer, which if you aren't familiar with the term foyer, it's French for hallway. It just tells you it's just another name for hallway. Sometimes you just get like it's just another name for hallway. Sometimes you'll get it, sometimes you don't. But you'll see it pop up in there. So like if your sound sensors are pretty much useless most of the time, unless you're playing a big map and you're getting a hard to play ghost. But you can figure it out most of the time without having to use sound sensors. So basically this whole graph is just to show you where the sound sensors are and show you readings of noises that happen during the game. Now, sound sensors do pick up ambience noises. Every map has ambience noises like the door creaking, floor creaking, whatever, something's creaking. So don't get baited by those and think that you got the ghost just because you heard an ambience noise. That can happen. You can get you baited by it. But enough of that. Activity chart. Now, this is a pretty fun thing to use, in my opinion. I use this if I'm playing professional. You'll have this graph on amateur, intermediate. Like I said, all this stuff you will have on amateur, intermediate, and stuff. I play on the harder difficulties, so like I play Nightmare a lot. So these 2 things right here, this screen and this screen will be busted out, and I won't be able to read those things, which is actually very important to know what your sanity is. Also, that's another thing about the sanity. It is very important to constantly check your sanity. I will explain the ranges, the percentages of danger. I'll explain the danger zones, the safe zones of the sanity as we go on. So this activity board, I don't have a video explaining how to read EMF 5 on it, but basically this activity chart will tell you anything that the ghost does. The ghost throws something, touches a door, knocks on a window, flips a light switch, anything the ghost can interact with, it can do, it will show up here on the graph. Obviously, we have some readings here. The ghost has been doing some stuff in the room. You can also read, this is our EMF reader, by the way. You can also get EMF 5 just based off this chart. You can actually just look at it. If it's a 4, 5, or 6 reading and no one else is in the house, and it's not a ghost event, which I'll explain what the ghost event is. Basically, you'll get that off the graph. You'll see it on there. Like if you are sitting in the truck right here and you just see a random 4 spike out of nowhere, that is highly likely to be EMF 5. Now, sometimes you can get invisible ghost events. You can get ghost events that can jabate you and you will never see it or hear it, and it will just cause a huge spike and lead you to believe that it's EMF 5. So when you start out on this game, I recommend you don't use this graph until you know how to read it. I mean, you got to get some hours into this game to know. Like sometimes I can just like knock EMF and I'll just know it's an EMF ghost just based off looking at this chart, because I have so many hours of experience in this game, so I know how this thing works. But yeah, this basically just tells you what the ghost is doing. So other than that, there's nothing else to say about that. So we got the truck down, I believe. Don't worry about this. This is for the view. No one uses this. This just shows you what a fingerprint is. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. None of this stuff. What you need to worry about, the only thing you need to worry about, honestly, in this truck, is this whiteboard, your sanity. You can use this to look. You don't have to do this. Most of the time when I play, I don't even look for the breaker. I just find it by chance. I usually play small maps, so if you're playing a big map, finding the breaker can be actually be really important. So it's important to do that. But yeah, like see, like I have a 3 spike there. It's up to 3. That's not even 5. If it went up to 4, I'd be able to tell you it's even 5. But anyways, enough of that. What mainly matters is this whiteboard to tell you the name of the ghost, to get your objectives. Now, objectives only come when you have more money, when you need more money in the game. But obviously, when you're starting out, you can't use those things. Honestly, I think it's just better if I reload real quick. Let me just reload real quick. Not have all the items. Well, yeah, well, I don't know why I exited. I should have just stayed because I need to explain how each of the items work anyway. So let's just go right back in. At least we can keep the door locked too here. Oh, there's rain. Also, every map has different rain or different weather. So you can have windy, rain, light rain. But yeah, other than that, see, I just spawned in. You want to grab the key and come here, look for the name. Everything that matters now beyond this game is your sanity. This doesn't really matter too much. I wouldn't really just mind it, honestly. You can just look at it to see if the ghost is doing anything, but that's all it helps with. So you need to make sure you pay attention to this. Breakers in the garage again. That's the garage area. You'll learn the layout of the maps as time goes on. But yeah, I have some really easy objectives here. But by the way, all these objectives you see right here can only be done if you have money to buy those things to do the objectives with. Like these motion sensors are $100, so you got to earn $100 in the game to get that, to unlock that. But I got the name of the ghost, Patricia Williams. Also, it tells you right here what it responds to. It also tells you right here, it tells you we are unsure if the ghost responds alone or to a group. But if you're playing on the lower difficulties, like I was saying earlier, like amateur and intermediate, it will tell you right there automatically, like, hey, this ghost responds to alone people. Oh, this ghost responds to a lot of people, a group of people. So yeah. Oh, that's thunder. But yeah, but when you're playing a professional difficulty or higher than that, like me, like I do all the time, I won't get that, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the equipment section. Now this is important. I think I'm gonna make timestamps in this video so you can skip right to the things I'm gonna talk about. So this is what matters the most right here. Everything that's inside of these right here, all this stuff that's laying here, is all of your equipment. Each equipment does a certain function. Let's go ahead and open up the door here. Personally, this is the strong flashlight right here. This side, these 4, this is a strong flashlight. Basically, the difference between a strong flashlight, this is the light you get with a strong flashlight. This is a standard flashlight you'll start out with, which is weaker, smaller field of view in yellow. Not very cool to use. So like if you watch any of my videos or will see them, then you'll see that I always use a strong flashlight unless I'm doing a challenge or whatever, but I always grab this. So this is your flashlight. You have to hold on to it, by the way. You have 3 inventory slots, by the way. You can only hold up to 3 items. Your flashlight takes up 1 of them, so if you're about to go in the house, you got to pick up 2 items. So let's separate the evidence items between the optional objective items. So this is your UV light. Basically, UV light, if you never heard of one before, if a ghost touches a door, or if it knocks on a window or flips a light switch, or if you're playing prison and it touches a keyboard, anyway, if it touches any door, any window, a light switch, anything like that, you can use this to find the fingerprints. It'll show up. You'll see a nice neon green color on the door, in the middle of the door. Make sure you check both sides of the door. Certain maps have fingerprints on different sides, so don't think that the fingerprints are always going to be on the same side. Also, they can be positioned on different areas of the door, so it's important that you just look up and down the whole door. If it touches it, just be precise with that. As time goes on, you'll learn which maps have certain sides of the doors with fingerprints on it or not. Like, I know Tanglewood will always have it on the way it opens, so that's no worries for me. I never have to look on the back side, but yeah, this is what this is used for. This is the only function. Other than that, You can actually use this to detect feet prints and assaults, which I'll be explaining as well in the video. Whew, gosh. All right. Sorry, I'm talking so much. So yeah, that's the UV light. Let's explain the video cam. Now the video cam, this is a lot to this, okay? This video cam has a lot of uses, okay? As soon as you walk out the truck, it'll flip open, so don't worry. So this is, if you right click, excuse me, sorry. If you right click on this or use your secondary use, you notice that turned white. That is night vision. That is very important in this game. Basically what you'll be using this camera for and the night vision is to detect orbs. You will see orbs. You'll see like little tiny balls moving around through the air in certain rooms, in certain areas. So it's always good to be precise when looking for them. Maybe we'll have a ghost here that has orbs evidence and I can showcase that to you. Should be pretty cool to showcase. If not, you can just watch some of my videos, some of the ghosts I have, and you'll see me have some ghosts with this evidence. Now, not all ghosts, like these ghosts won't give all these evidences. They'll give only certain ones. They only give 3 to the max. So if I have one that doesn't have orbs or spirit box writing, I won't be able to showcase it this run. But I'll explain what they look like or what you'll get if I don't get them in this game. But that's how you use the camera. Use it for orbs. Use the night vision. You can also use it to navigate around in the dark. It's easy. You don't even need a flashlight, honestly. Like right here, I can just walk in. I don't even need my flashlight on. It just gives me enough light to see where I'm going. Oh, it also threw something. I don't know if you heard that noise to my right. That was the ghost throwing an item, which you can use to get EMF off of, which you'll see it here on this board as well. See that right there, that little jump? That was what the ghost just did, was to throw that item right there. It sounded like it was in the garage or the foyer. What is this, flashlight? Yeah. The other use for this camera is to detect dots. Now, it will help you see the dots easier. What dots are, I'll be explaining right after this. I'll tell you about the video cam. So you use this for the dots. Basically, this camera can help you determine whether you're dealing with a ghost that you can only see dots through the camera with. And the name of that ghost is Goryo. You can't see. Now, before I even go further, every ghost that has dots evidence, you can see their dots with the naked eye without having to use the camera at all, except the Goryo. The Goryo, you have to be, no one can be in the room. And what was I saying? Yeah, no one can be in the room, and you can only see it through a video camera. Now, like I said, I would recommend to grab a tripod. You can press F or your secondary use item on it, and then press E or your pickup item, and it's on a tripod. What this does is you can just position a tripod. Like if I wanted to see orbs on that garage right there, I'd place the camera right there, drop it, press G or drop, whatever your keybind is for that. I'm just gonna go based off of standard keybinds here for you guys. Also, you can crouch in this game using control, or C I meant. Oh yeah, I forgot to teach you about the computer. So the computer here, the only thing this computer does is show you the cameras around. Now, all the maps have default cameras. Like this is the default camera on Tanglewood. This is the front door camera. So basically, this monitor right here will show you the camera locations, like the default cameras and the cameras that you place down. See, I placed a tripod out there. If you click on this mouse right here, this scrolls through the camera. So, went to that camera right there. That shows the garage. That's the camera I just dropped outside. So if you click on this mouse, it just sifts through all the. If you set up, if you grab another photo cam and you go over here, and you place the camera over there, it'll also show up on there too. You just got to scroll through the cameras. So I got that camera and I got that camera. That shows you they will stay there. The ghosts can't interact with them or throw them or anything like that. So don't worry about them getting moved unless your teammate is an asshole and moves it for you. But yeah, that's basically what the mouse is. Now, what this does right here, the keyboard, the only thing it does is toggle the night vision. It also tells you down here bottom left where all this writing is, so you can read that as well if you forget. But this toggles night vision to see, like this night vision, obviously that helps you see in the dark. This you can't see shit with it. That's the non-night vision one. But you'll almost always have it on night vision, so you can look for orbs or dots. Having night vision on For dots, it's a lot easier to see the ghost with the naked eye. Well, not with the naked eye. You can see the ghost easier through the camera with dots. But yeah, other than that, I'll explain how they work with dots as I'm talking about dots right now. But let's move on to the dots. The dots, I can't place them in here outside. Unfortunately, I can't. But hey, potato. Sorry guys, I'm not reading chat. I've just been focused on this tutorial. Basically, this is the dot sensor right here. How do you place it? You have it in your hands. You got to go to a floor or to a wall or wherever, and press F to place it down like that, or your secondary use. Like I said, I'll be going off of standard keybinds. So you see these whole things right here. So the use of the dots, you want to place them in a room where you think the ghost is. If you're hearing a lot of throws or a lot of activity, a lot of things happening in a certain area of the house, you would place these dots right in the center of the room. I recommend placing on the floor because that's the best way to get dots in the game. That's how the developers, everyone recommend it. You can even be crazy, you can place it on the wall right there, but personally it's just easier to do because you just get a wider circle around in the area to get the radius of the ghost. But basically how the dots work, if the ghost is in the same room as the dots, the ghost will be forced to show dots for like 15-30 seconds of being in the room. It has to be in the room for that long at least for it to show dots. So always be, if you're not getting a certain evidence, always proactively be looking for it if it's an option. So like if you have a potential, let's say the last two evidences you could possibly get is dots and writing. Basically you need to be proactive on those two. You need to keep checking, you need to keep moving things around. Move the dots. Sometimes moving the dots can help. But most of the time when you place it in the center of the room, you're pretty much good for the most part. But dots, like, you'll see the silhouette of the ghost. What I mean the silhouette of the ghost is that you'll see like a very brief shadow figure that's in the green dots. It'll be green. You'll see like it'll be green and it'll be taking the form of like a ghost model in this game. And you'll see it walk across the dots, and that's how you know it's dots. You got to use your eyes for it. Right now the ghost is in the garage, so I won't be getting dots unless it roams through the foyer and stays here. But other than that, anything else about dots? Oh yeah, the video camera. Now like I said, there's that one ghost type called the Goryo. That's the only way you can see dots through the camera. Now you got to place the camera somewhere in the room, the same room as the dots, have it in a nice position so you can see the dots. Sit out the truck for a while and look for those dots. Sit there and look, and you'll see it come by. That can help you determine the dots evidence as well. Other than that, I think that's done with the dots. Also, if you guys have any questions about anything throughout this tutorial, please drop it down in the comments below. I'll answer everything because I'm sure I'll miss things because I'm tired and I'm a little bit exhausted from talking so much. But I'm sure I'll miss something. But let's move on to the writing book. Hey, pig. Hey, guys. Hope you guys are amazing. I'm sorry that I'm not answering much. Okay. So this is the writing book. Okay, you hold it in your hands. Again, this is just like the dots. You got to press F to place it. Now, what this does, you got to make sure, don't press G, okay? If you have the book on the floor like that, the book cannot be interacted with. It'll be just closed like that. The ghost cannot do anything with it. But if you have it open like that, that leaves it optional for the ghost to write in the book. Now, obviously, this evidence is pretty self-explanatory. The only thing you can get from it is writing, and that's it. Basically, you just want to place this in the room, somewhere in the room. Particularly if a ghost throws an item in the room, you can grab that item and place it close to that item, so you get a higher chance for the ghost to interact with it. Now, it's pure RNG if the ghost interacts with the book or not. It's not up to you. You can't force it to write it. What you can do is help encourage it to write. You can be like, hey, write in the book. Can you write in the book? Also include the name at the end, Patricia Williams. Hey, Patricia Williams, can you write in the book? Can you do something? Can you give me a sign? I'll also be giving audio cues throughout this video, so I'll be teaching that. But the writing book, like I said, is very self-explanatory. Just place it in the room like that, like I did there. Leave it there. Just let it do its thing. The ghost will, if it's a writing ghost, it'll eventually come by and write into it. Sometimes you can get those really sentient ghosts where it just will not write in the book for nothing, just won't give you certain evidence. And that's okay, because you deal with those ghosts all the time. That's just a part of life in this game. That's what you deal with. Note that this video is pre-Christmas patch. This is before the Christmas patch is going up, obviously, because you see the date of this uploaded. But so things will change with the ghost personality and behavior, new evidence, not new evidence, new items that are going to be included in the game. I'll make videos on the new content. I always do, so I'll make that when the time comes for that. But for the meantime, that's it for the writing book. Just leave it there for the ghost to interact with. I'll just leave it there, whatever. Doesn't matter. Oh, my stomach's hurting. I need some water. Holy crap. Just give me a second, guys. Thank you for the hydrate, player 2. Sorry, I'm missing a lot of stuff, guys. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a long video, so. Okay. Alrighty, what's next? That feels nice to hydrate. Okay, we have the spirit box. Okay. This is extremely important, okay? Before we even start diving into the spirit box, you need to make sure that your voice recognition, everything is set to how it is. If you want to check that, you can click the escape key, and it'll bring up the options and stuff. Go to options right here, go to audio. If this microphone thing, I use Chris microphone. If this is not selected on the microphone you use, you need to make sure you scroll over to it and find the thing that you use. Master volume. Again, like this stuff right here, this stuff you'll just know in the game, like cursor brightness. That's just a. Sorry, gosh, sorry. You get a little 0 in the middle of your screen right here. See this little round circle in the middle of my screen? That's your cursor. You can just change the brightness of that. I go all the way up. I recommend going 100% or 500% on that. And then field of view, I recommend having that all the way up. If you have the field of view all the way down, your game's so much more zoomed in, you can't see as much. It just feels weirder and hurts my eyes, to be honest. Turn it up like that, you just can see more stuff, what's going on. Mouse sensitivity, some of this stuff's pretty self-explanatory. You can find this stuff out for yourself, what that stuff does. Brightness, you know, I have my brightness on 1.5. I recommend that. Texture resolution, if your game's lagging, you can turn this down. I have mine to half, so it runs perfect on mine. Shadows, you know, this stuff, you know, you'll learn over time. Bloom, I play with bloom on. Volumetric lighting, I don't have it on. Whatever. Audio, but yeah, you can adjust, like if you want the game to be loud, or if you want to be a little bit loud, if you want to be soft or whatever. Mine's at 100 because, you know, I could just adjust my volume personally on here. But back to the spirit box. This is very important. Local push to talk, by the way, if you want to know what that is, local push to talk. Now remember, you're talking, your microphone, whatever you use for your microphone, if you're playing solo by yourself, your microphone will always be on. It will never be off. No matter if this options are switched on or off. Now, this settings option only applies to if you're playing multiplayer. So if you're a new player, you're most likely going to play multiplayer with other people because you don't want to be scared alone. I did that when I first played. I played with a lot of people before I got comfortable soloing. I'm so used to this game now. I can play solo, silent. I can do the craziest, hardest challenge ever, and it doesn't bother me a bit because I played this game for so long. I'm so used to it. But basically, local push to talk. If you have it on, that means you have to press a certain button to talk in the game, to talk to your teammates and stuff like that. If you have it off, that means your push to talk is off, obviously, and your microphone will always be on no matter what. So, like, if you want to mute yourself, you're gonna have to press the mute button on your microphone, or you got to disable your mic, unplug it, something like that. But I just recommend to play with local push to talk on. That way you could talk to your teammates, you know, press the radio button. But yeah, that's it for that. So once you got all your voice recognition set up, you can actually go to the main menu, make sure it's all set up. They'll be like, we heard you. The game will let you know if your voice is being picked up through the game. That's the most important thing. But yeah, you have a spirit box. Obviously, I have one in my hand. So there are a lot of questions you can ask the spirit box, but the most important questions I'll teach you here to learn about the spirit box. When you right click it, you can see a little number going up and down. Don't worry about that number. That doesn't matter about anything. The only thing that really matters, if you look very top left, you see a microphone. You see that? Right by the FM? If it's highlighted and shaded in, that means you are using your push to talk. Now, because I'm playing solo, that'll always be on. So you'll always see that. But if you're playing a multiplayer, you won't see that on unless you click the push to talk button. Now you have a local and global. Local is just the thing. Local is what you're going to use most of the game. You're going to use local to communicate with the ghosts that's around you, and you're going to use it to ask questions on the spirit box. Global is to communicate with your teammates when they are far away on the map. Local is just only like people that are around you. They can't hear you if you're all the way across the map and you're using local push to talk. You need to use global because you'll hear the other radio. Click in this. Get that little radio sound. That's your global push to talk right there. But yeah, that's what matters on that. As long as that is highlighted, your mic is being picked up from the spirit box. Okay, now that you got that down, make sure it's highlighted. Now, the little X, if you look all the way down there under megahertz or whatever it's called, the MHZ, there's a little X down there. If you ask a question, see how it's sometimes flashing black? That means that you asked a question on the spirit box, the game received the question. That means the game is receiving your questions and it's picking it up. So that's a good thing. That's how you want to know. That's a good way to tell if the game is hearing you or not. Also, if you're glitched out, do not alt tab in this game. If you alt tab in this game, it will break your mic most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it will. How to fix that? The 100% fix to that most of the time is to double click your Windows key. The key that has the window symbol on it. So just double click it, that tabs you back into the game. It will fix your mic 99% of the time. If you alt tab, that will fix it. So now we'll move on to the little symbol. See that little ghosty, that little cute ghosty at the bottom right? If that highlights, that means the ghost is talking to you. That means the ghost is responding to your question, and it is picking up your voice, and you're getting your questions answered. And that is an evidence right there. So if the ghost talks to me, you automatically fill in spirit box. And that automatically puts these ghosts right there. If you gotta walk around the room, by the way. If you find the ghost room, walk around the room. Walk around the ghost room while holding push to talk. If you're playing a multiplayer, hold down push to talk. Now here's the questions I'm going to tell you. These are the most important questions that you want to know. Where are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you far? You know, you can ask that, like just the main ones. Where are you? Are you here? You can even ask how old the ghost is. I think you can ask, are you a boy? Are you a girl? Are you young? Are you old? Are you here? Are you close? Are you far? You know, you can ask questions like that, but those, are you French? Yeah. You'll see some other streamers as well as me time to time say, are you French? Basically what the game thinks you're saying, are you friendly? But really you're saying, are you French? So it's just kind of a fun thing because the ghost actually responds to, are you French? You can actually like troll the ghost here, so time to time and say some random words. Like you'll hear me say, are you dumb? And that sounds like, are you young? And it will say old or young, like that. The voice will always change in the game. It's different. You'll get a voice that responds to you if it is a spirit box ghost. Like I said, I'll be showcasing at least 3 of these evidences in this game because obviously I got to find out what the ghost is. But what was I gonna say? Anything else about the spirit box? I think this is a great tool to keep track of the ghost. If you have a spirit box ghost, of course. If you have one, if you don't know where the ghost is, if you're asking all around the ghost room, now keep in mind the ghost likes to roam a lot in games. The lower difficulty you are in this game, the less chance the ghost will be roaming. So it's pretty nice to use the spirit box, if you have a spirit box ghost, to locate where the ghost is. If it answers to you, that means the ghost is somewhere around your spirit box, somewhere in that vicinity, a couple meter radius. But yeah, just make sure you're walking around the ghost room, asking the questions. Where are you? How old are you? Are you here? How old are you? Where are you? Just repeat questions over and over and over again, and you'll eventually get an answer if it's a spirit box ghost. But other than that, that's all I have to say about the spirit box. We're gonna throw it in there. We're gonna have all the items in there. Obviously, I'll carry my flashlight here. I'll put my video cam in there as well. Yeah, I know you're honking the horn. Alrighty. So, let's move on to the EMF. Now, this is a very awesome tool. Not only does it give you an evidence, but this tool can help you track the ghost room. If you see my videos, I always start the game using an EMF. Like that's the only evidence tool I use when I start off anyways. Anything that the ghost does, touches the door, hits a light switch, throws an item, interacts with something like a writing book or dots or anything, sometimes you'll get a random EMF 2 or a ghost ability. It will help you track the ghost down. It will help you detect where the ghost is. So you'll see me use that time to time to see where the ghost is. I just walk around the house. If I hear a throw, I use my EMF. Also, it can detect EMF 5. So if you get, okay, so you have levels on you. You have EMF 1, which is standard, which is, as you see right now, my EMF is glowing. 1, that is normal. Nothing is happening. It'll always glow that way if you have your EMF turned on. If it goes to a 2, which is the green section, the green bar, as you see, our EMF is colored. If it goes to the green bar, that means the ghost either hit a light switch, touched a door, used an ability, or did an ability, or wrote in the book. Anything else, like turn on and off the breaker, like simple things like that. If you get a 3 reading, which is the yellow, that means the ghost threw something. It grabbed an item and it threw it. That's pretty much it for the 3. There's not much for the 3. If you get a 4, which is orange, the only time, now keep this in mind, this is important, the only time you'll ever get an EMF 4 is for ghost events. I'll explain what ghost events are, like I said, as time goes on in the video. Ghost events, the only thing I can give you EMF 4. So if you get a random EMF 4, that means you know in the top of your head, hey, I just got a ghost event, or it's about to happen. Alright, so EMF 5. Now, if you get an EMF 5, don't be panicked or anything. That just means the ghost you are dealing with, one of the evidences is EMF 5. So some ghosts here have EMF 5, Spirit has EMF 5, Wraith has EMF 5, Fate does not. So if you see all 5 bars filled up, that means you have EMF 5. You can fill it in, and these are all the EMF 5 ghosts you can get right here. Sometimes it can take a while to get EMF 5, so just make sure you're keeping up with the ghost. If it's touching a lot of things, throwing a lot of things, always keep checking your EMF to see if this ghost is a potential EMF 5 ghost. If you're not getting EMF for a long time, you keep checking, you're not getting EMF, you can just rule it out, you know, like I would. But, alright, let's throw this in. Let's go over here. We have, okay, I did the UV light. The next evidence item, was that all the evidence items? That was pretty much it, right? I put one of each, the blood dots, okay. Now let's move to the optional thing, okay. This is pretty much useless right here for small maps, this paramic. I'm gonna give a brief tutorial on it because there's not much to say about it because it's not useful much. You'll see me use this time to time on big maps. The only reason why I use it on big maps is because if a ghost throws an item, interacts with anything, does anything very far away across the map, this will pick it up. Sorry. Or you can actually use this to get the ghost to talk to you. You can actually just sit there in the ghost room in the corner, just having the paramic in the room, and the ghost will eventually just start talking to you. It's kind of creepy, but it's pretty cool. You can actually use it to determine if it's a myling or not. A myling is a ghost that is very vocal on this. It even says it in the journal. When it says it's very vocal, it'll talk a lot through the paramic. It only talks to you through the paramic a little bit more often than the other ghosts, so don't get too carried away if you get a couple. If it talks to you a lot in a row or something, don't think that it's automatically myling, because it could just be a ghost doing it. But other than that, this will help you just detect noises, any type of noise, even ambience noise, it'll pick up. So make sure you're not getting debated by ambience noise, which would be usually it's like a 0.2 or something like that. It's usually like an ambience noise, so don't worry about that too much. We can throw that right off the side. But other than that, gosh, my nose is so itchy. There we go. Well, on the next item, photo cams. You'll be taking a picture of a bone. Ouija board. Like I said, I have made a whole separate video for this, so I recommend, I highly recommend you watch that video before, like, well, you could watch it right now or have it pulled up, but watch that video at least before or after watching this so you get better understanding. Photos are so important. It's half the money in the game. So if you want to make big money, I have that tutorial. Like I said, I linked it top right earlier. If you guys want to watch it, I can link it again. I think I can. I don't know if I can do that on YouTube, but I can link it again right here. Photo cam, that's very important. It's also an objective on the board. Sometimes you can get a ghost photo objective, so you'll need that. Thermo. Now, this thermo used to be very useful. Back in the old updates, if you get a 3.0 or below, it'd be freezing. Or if you get below 3.0, it's freezing. But because of this new update, the weather changes. The weather affects the temperature. So nobody really knows the freezing temperature. But if you here's the thing about the breaker. Let me explain the breaker. If you turn the breaker on, it not only turns on the lights, it heats up the house. It makes the house hotter, which means you'll get hotter temperatures. I play on degrees Celsius, so I'll be teaching you based off of degrees Celsius. But yeah, if you like, I'm at a 12 and a 14 right now. That means the ghost is nowhere near you. You can you can use this item to help locate the ghost. If you are in the ghost room, this will shoot all the way down to like the 1s, 2s, or 3s, even negatives or zeros. Like, that's how you know you're in the ghost room. That's where the ghost is. If you're getting like a 20 or a 10, if you're getting anything above a 10, that's not the ghost room. If you're getting anything below a 10, that's a potential ghost room. If you have the breaker on, of course. So this is, if you don't have the breaker on, it's going to be harder because all the temperature's going to be like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 all around the house, and it won't be accurate. But the only way to tell freezing evidence right now in this game, that's actually an evidence right here. The only way to tell if you're dealing with a freezing ghost is to see your breath. You'll see your character start to breathe. You'll see it breathe, like you'll see your frost breath. You know, if you ever went outside, you know, to play in the snow or whatever, you'll see your breath come out. That's literally what the thing is in the game. You'll see it's very obvious. It'll happen right in front of your screen. You'll see a little cloud pop up. It's very obvious. But yeah, other than that, the thermo, it's been talked about. Hey, Wumblebee, it was amazing. Hope yours was great as well. Sorry, I'm doing a tutorial right now. I'm not talking much. So we move on to Sanity Pills. Like I said, let me explain how the Sanity Pills work. Okay, amateur, you recover 40% sanity. So if your sanity gets a little low, just remember, you can take a sanity pill and recover 40%. So if you're playing amateur, these pills will be OP, especially when you're playing solo. They're very important. Each time you lose sanity, you get down to an uncomfortable range. Sorry, I need some more water. Not responding much to chat, sorry. I'm talking so much, my throat is killing me. Alrighty. But, like I said, I'll explain how the sanity thing works later on, but, sanity pills, basically the only function of sanity pills is to give you sanity. Now, here's the numbers I'll give each difficulty. Amateur gives 40%. Intermediate gives you 35%. When I say gives you, it recovers your percent. Let's say I'm at 60% sanity. If I was to go take one pill right now, it would put me right back at 100, right back in the safe range. Basically, the ghost, depending on your sanity, like, you getting hunted in this game, potentially dying, is based off of your sanity. Now there are a couple ghosts that can early hunt. I'll tell you the ghosts that can early hunt and what percent they can hunt at. But most ghosts will hunt you at 50% sanity. That is the standard sanity. So if you are like getting close to 50, you are in hunting range. That means the ghost can initiate a hunt around that sanity. But like if I was to walk in the house right now, I cannot be hunted by any ghost. I can, however, be hunted by a banshee. It has but it's so rare. The ability is so rare, like one within like 500 or 1,000 games or whatever. It's very rare to get. But, well, you don't have to worry about it. You know, most of the time, you do not have to worry about it. So as soon as you walk in the house, you have some free time. If you're playing on amateur, by the way, You have 5 minutes to set up, which means you get a grace period. That means the ghost cannot do anything to you to harm you in any way, shape, or form. You can take those 5 minutes to listen for the ghost, try to find the ghost room, try to get the evidence as fast as you can. And then when that timer runs out, that means the ghost can start doing things, can start hunting you and hurt you and kill you, take your money away. So yeah. I'll explain, you know, a little. I'll touch on that a bit more. Candles. Okay, now candles, not many people know this, but if you hold a lit candle in your hand, it preserves your sanity. Nothing can drain your sanity, even if you're in the dark or light, no matter what, doesn't matter. It will hold your sanity, which means you will not lose sanity. The only way you can lose sanity is ghost events. Ghost events usually take up. Also, here's the thing about ghost events. Ghost events can take 5 to 10% of your sanity. Basically, what a ghost event is, I'll explain that now. The ghost will pop up or start walking towards you for a second in its physical form, but it can't hurt you. It'll just disappear when it touches you. Nowadays, it's really hard to tell the difference between a hunt and a ghost event. Just remember, a ghost event will almost always touch a door near you. As soon as it spawns in, it tends to close a lot of the doors around it. Even the front door in some cases, if it's near that. And also, you hear some singing. You'll hear some audio. You'll get some audio cues sometimes that'll tell you that it's not hunting. It's very hard, though, sometimes to detect whether it's hunting or it's giving you a ghost event nowadays because of the new current update that just happened recently. But other than that, ghost events, the only thing that can drain your candles. Drain your sanity. But if you go in there with the candle and a lighter and you keep relighting that candle, you'll be at 100% sanity the whole game, unless you don't get, like I said, if you don't get a, what was I saying? Fuck. Sorry guys, I'm extremely tired. This is tiring me out. Unless you get a ghost event, it'll drain your sanity. Okay, so here's the other important part. This is a smudge stick. Smudge stick will save your life. It functions for a lot of things. Smudge stick can actually prevent the ghost from, if you have no sanity and you smudge the room. Again, I have made a smudge stick tutorial on this. I can link the video, pop right again for you guys. I made a whole tutorial on how smudge sticks works and how to use them. So if you guys want to watch that video, I go over that in the video, how to use that. But yeah, crucifixes. Okay, I have not made a video tutorial on that, but I can just teach you. Crucifixes are very simple. The only use for them is to prevent a hunt and to obviously get it for an objective for some extra cash. The crucifix range normally is 3 meters. Now there is a ghost in here that has a weakness to banshees. Weakness to the crucifix, which is a banshee. A banshee's weakness is the crucifix, which is basically all the items like the smudge stick and the crucifix has like an invisible circle surrounded by it. That's a 3. My throat is so dry. Okay. Sorry about that. There's a meter radius around the items that you use. So, like the smudge stick has a radius when you start. So I explained that in the video, the smudge stick tutorial. Like I said, I linked it up there, so I highly recommend watching these to help you better understand those two, the photo cam and the smudge stick. But I have not made a crucifix tutorial, so I'll just explain it right here. So yeah, there's a 3 meter radius, like a visible circle, that's around the crucifix. It covers that wherever the crucifix is placed. It will cover anything. If the ghost is inside that little bubble, that 3 meter radius, and it's about to hunt and it wants to initiate a hunt, you have 2 charges on the crucifix. You'll see half of it bitten off or burnt off. That means the ghost has used the crucifix once. That means the ghost has tried to hunt you, but you prevented it with the crucifix. If the ghost uses it twice, the whole thing will be burnt. You'll see it all turn burn color orange. You'll see it. If it uses it once, most of it will be brown. You'll see like one of the see those 2 arms right here. That will be taken off. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. Basically how you want to use crucifixes, if you're low enough, you don't want the ghost to hunt you right away, go to the ghost room or wherever you think the ghost might be. Place the crucifixes around. Just remember that 3-meter radius. So you want to cover as much of the room as possible. If you're putting 2 down, make sure you it's just up to you how you want to place. I can't tell you how to place them. Just place it to where the bubbles, the little visible bubbles, just, you know, you'll get a feel of it. You'll get a feel of where to place them. Just make sure you try to cover the room as much as you possibly can. You get 2 charges to it, okay? Also, here's the thing. If the ghost uses the crucifix has a 5-second cooldown, which means that it cannot be used again until that 5 seconds is up. That means you can't just bite through the crucifix immediately and just like immediately start hunting. Like, oh, I'm just going to try to hunt 4 times in a row. No, it has a 5-second cooldown before it can be used again. So, if you have 2 crucifixes, that's 4 charge. Obviously, did the math there, so that's 4 charges. That's 4 times you can prevent a hunt. So yeah, just like I said, crucifixes, you just want to go by feel, place them wherever you think the ghost might be. And when the ghost decides to hunt, and it's on top of that crucifix, it won't hunt, because it'll prevent it with a crucifix. When the crucifix is running out of health, and you use the 2 charges, it's no longer useful. It's just a useless item in the game. Now, salt. Now, salt has a lot to talk about. A lot of these do. Salt is an objective, and salt can help you determine a ghost type called the Wraith. That is the only time salt is useful for a ghost, is a Wraith. Now, what a Wraith can do, the Wraith's feet doesn't touch the floor at all. It never will touch the ground. So if it steps in the salt, you won't see feet prints, which is also this UV light. You can also use the glow stick right here. You can just light this, and you'll see, like, you can look on the ground, you'll see feet lit up. This is also ultraviolet light, so it gives off ultraviolet light. So you could use the UV light right here, or you could use glow sticks. Preferably, I like to use glow sticks most of the time, just for fun, because it looks nice for the aesthetic. But a lot of the times I don't use it because they get dim over time, and they just get really, like, you have to be like right up on the door to see UV. So I just grab this. If you see me grabbing this, I'm using it for UV. But I bet the ghost is going bonkers right now. Hey, how you doing, Twinkie? Sorry that I haven't been talking. That looks like EMF 5 right there, honestly. That's what I was talking about in the chart right there. Went straight to 4. That looks like EMF 5, but you never know. We could be wrong. I have not seen EMF 5 every time I looked at it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. UV lights can help you detect footprints. Okay, now, when I go in there and demonstrate the salt objective to you, I will, I'll tell you what to do and what not to do. But yeah, other than that, how you want to place salt. Now, you just want to place it in the ghost room. When we go in there, I'll teach you why I place the salt the way I do. You can place the salt however you want, but you want to place it around the ghost room. Place it randomly somewhere inside the ghost room. The ghost will eventually step in it. If you place it somewhere in the middle, it'll do it. But when I go in the house, I'll show you the way I do it and the most optimal way to do it to get it to step in the salt. I'll explain why I do it that way when we get in the house. But is that it? Motion sensors and sound sensors, basically. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. You can just pick it up, press F to place it down. You just want to put it like, I'll also explain how to use these in an efficient way as possible. Put these in the ghost room, like that. Anytime the ghost passes through it, it'll hit it off. It'll do that. You'll see it light up. That means if you are standing far away from the room and it lights this motion sensor, you know the ghost has passed through it. Now keep in mind, if you are playing multiplayer, if you pass through it, if your teammates keep passing through it, you can't get an accurate reading of it. Or if you have teammates that are dead, they can pass through it too. So don't get baited by your teammates. If your teammates are dead, by the way, you can't see your dead teammates. They're in spiritual form, and they're invisible, so you can't see them. So they'll pass through the motion sensor a lot. So don't get baited thinking that it's always the ghost. So you got to keep that in mind when you have motion sensors placed down. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I will show how I use that stuff when I get in. So be patient with that. Sound sensors, I already explained how to use that. You just place it random places in the house. It'll tell you what room it is, and if anything happens within that radius of the sound sensor, whatever it covers, it will trigger it, and you'll see it appear. Then this becomes useful. The glow stick is another UV light. So I explained a brief summary of these things. Now I'm going to go in there and I'm going to go showcase 3 of these evidences. How to get them, what to do with them. I'll show you what to do with the other evidence as well. So how I personally start out a game. Like I said, I'll be making, this is a 3-part series, so I'll be making a video of what I use, what tools I use. So I use a EMF and a photo cam. That's just the optimal thing. I just use it because I want to locate the ghost. First things first, I just want to know where the ghost is. So I want to go in here. It's been doing stuff in the garage, so I honestly know where the ghost is right now. Unless it's roamed somewhere else, then that's a problem. But I don't have the car keys. It's run a lot of stuff. I wonder what it's done in this place. I haven't been in the house. I unlocked it, but I haven't been doing anything. So, you know, most maps have car keys. You can pick it up to turn off the car alarm because it can get really annoying, as it already is right now. But yeah, you can just click on it and it'll turn it off. The ghost can turn it on or off. Same with the breaker. So it just threw something. See, there's a 3. That means it threw an object. Either threw an object right here. There's a little hit box that you have with the... Oh, it's freezing in here as well. So did you see my breath right there? Look right here. Look very closely. Do you see that little cloud that just formed? That is freezing. That tells you automatically that it's freezing temperature. Jesus fuck. That's EMF 2. The ghost turned it on. So that's interaction right there. That's the ghost interacting with the environment. I don't know where I got the 3. I threw the spoon in here, so it's been pretty active in the kitchen as well. Keep in mind, if the ghost room is this, keep in mind that the ghost can roam to adjacent rooms next to it. So it can roam into here, it can roam into the kitchen, it can even roam into the foyer, which the walls are connected. It threw something else. I don't know what it threw. I think it threw this. So I think I'm gonna take a picture of that. Okay, I got 3-star interaction. The reason why I took a picture is because I made a whole tutorial on this, so I won't explain that now. So let's go ahead. We already have 1 out of 3 evidences, just like that. So we're only gonna get 2 more. Lucky me, I already brought these evidences. So I have this, I have spirit box, I have a book that I can use. So basically, you got the idea of the ghost. You know where the ghost room is. See, there's orbs. You see that little orb right there going against right there? I don't know if you saw that or not. Where was that orb at? Little pricker? Very sneaky. You can also see my freezing on there. There's the orb right there. You see a little floating little ball of light right there? That is an orb. A lot of things can debate you, like shininess of the door hinges or whatever can debate you, but make sure you're looking very thorough. Make sure it's moving like that in weird directions, because that's what orbs do. That is our second evidence right there. If we get a revenant, I'm going to laugh because it's kind of funny. But let's say you don't get orbs. It's always just safe to leave the camera in the corner of the room, because you might need to place down dots. I have a book right here. Like I said, I'll just place it right here randomly on the floor. Let's grab a flashlight here. Let's go ahead and talk to the ghost. So I'm gonna use spirit box. Can it even be spirit box? It can be, because so if you get 2 out of 3 evidences, what you want to do now at this point is see what evidence you possibly get. I can get writing, I can get dots, I can get freezing, I can get fingerprints, and I can get spirit box. Those are the only evidences I want to look for now. So let's go ahead and ask. So once again, my push talk is on, so I can ask, where are you? How old are you? Are you here? If you don't see that X popping up, then that means your mic is not being picked up. So you know, either alt tab back in, double tap the Windows button like I explained earlier, or try to fix your mic if you can. Where are you? How old are you? Are you here? Are you close? Are you French? Are you friendly? Does spirit button not work when the light is on? Yes. Also, that's ghost event. That's right there. That's a ghost event right there. That's not how all of them are. Ghost events can come in all shapes and forms. Let me just go ahead and leave the house before I die here. That's the other thing. Thank you, Twinkie, for bringing that up. Spirit box only works in the dark. If you have the light switched on, you will not get a spirit box answer. It just will not happen. So you have to make sure the lights are turned off. It's very important. I've been in the house. Now look at my sanity. I'm at 60%. Can any of these ghosts hunt me early? No. I can only be hunted at 50% sanity. Most of the ghosts, like I said, will. Now, let's say I didn't get any of these evidences, okay? Let's say I didn't get this. Okay. So let's say you're stuck in a position, you have no evidence or whatever. You're at 60% sanity. What ghost can hunt me right now? Well, I'll tell you the ghost that can hunt you. A demon can definitely hunt you. If it hunches you, if it hunts you anytime before it hits 50% sanity, you know it's a demon. It could be a possible demon. Banshee, that can hunt you at 100% any sanity. That's rare though, so you don't have to really worry about that. Mares can hunt at 60% sanity, just a little bit above 50. Yokais can hunt at 80% sanity. Yokais, like the only way a yokai can hunt you early like that is if you're talking a lot. That angers the ghost, and that's the yokai's ability right there. If you keep talking, it just triggers that ability more and more and more, and it just makes it more prominent to happen. So it can hunt you at 80% sanity if you're talking a lot. It's not very often though. I rarely ever. I don't think I've ever. Maybe like once or twice, but I've never really gotten early hunted by a yokai, like, because I was talking so much. Like, I never got early hunted at 80% sanity, so you don't have to really worry about that. The Raichu, I believe the Raichu can hunt you at 65% sanity. It's early hunting ghost, also the most dangerous ghost in the game, because of that too. It's another reason why it's OP, is because it can early hunt as well, on top of being extremely fast. What else can do that? None of these can. So nothing else here can really early hunt you. Onryo, okay. Onryo can hunt you at any sanity, but the only reason that can hunt, the only way it can hunt you is if you have a candle and it blows it out. Each time the ghost blows out the candle, it has an increased chance to hunt early. So, but that's only for the Onryo. So most of the time you're not going to carry in a candle as soon as you go in. You know, that's not what's really going to happen. So you don't have to worry about that. It has a low chance of hunting early too, so you don't have to worry about that. But I'm not going to go in depth. I can, however, make a separate video on going through each ghost type and explaining the abilities, the strengths, weaknesses, secret mechanics to it. I can do that. I can surely do that. What sanity they hunt at, you know, how they act. I can do that. But for now, you need to read the ghost section. The ghost section will tell you the gist of things that you need to know. That will tell you the main stuff that you absolutely need to know. So I recommend reading this. This is highly recommended. You need to know your evidence types. You need to know your ghosts. You need to know what strengths and weaknesses. I know all the ghosts. I know all their abilities, their weaknesses, secret mechanics, because I put in the hours to study that. But sorry, my throat is so dry from talking so much. But yeah, other than that, we got freezing and orbs. So these are the I have a very dangerous ghost here that I can be dealing with. This can be kind of dangerous. This is not. None of these ghosts are really dangerous. But other than that, I have this. So now, if you don't want to get hunted, you don't want to keep your sanity. You want to keep your sanity high. You want to keep it in the high, like 90s, 100% if you can. You want to keep it above 50 if you can, if you're dealing with ghosts that can be just regular hunters. So like me, I could get hunted by nothing right now, but I'm going to take a pill anyways to showcase. So I take this pill. It's going to recover 30% exact sanity. As you see, I'm at 90 now. Now I'm safe. I'm completely safe. I can go in there and chill. Whatever in the dark, I won't die. It's all good. So... Alrighty, so we have okay, so here's a prime example. I turned the breaker on, 12 degrees, right? It's hot. I'm gonna go find the ghost room now. The temperature will drop, and oh my god, you wrote in the book. You're actually fucking Revenant. Okay, that's writing in the book, by the way. You'll see words and stuff written in the book. That's how you know you got ghost writing. That's how you know the ghost has touched the book and wrote in it. Also, you can tell the pen has been flung off to the side. Do you see the thermometer? It's a -7. That's how you know that's where the ghost is. I can also just take a picture of that because it's interaction. So I'm dealing with a very dangerous ghost right here, so I have to actually be careful. That's a ghost. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, that's a ghost event right there. That's when the ghost shows itself physically, and you can get a that is your opportunity where you can get a ghost photo there. It's very important to get a ghost photo too. Where are you? Oh wait, it won't be. It can't be. It's fucking Revenant. Okay. I'll just put the dot sensor in there to just showcase it. If I can. What do I need actually? I think I need a motion sensor and salt, don't I? But hopefully I can get the motion sensor to trigger so I can show you what it looks like. But if you're using motion sensors, I recommend putting it in doorways of the ghost room, wherever the entrance to the ghost room is. Like right here, you can just put it in right there, place it in. When the ghost walks by it, it'll trigger it and you'll see it. So the ghost will eventually have to walk through it. You'll be able to see it here soon, hopefully, if it does it. I would like to see it, but I need to go get some stuff. I would like to go get some stuff. I can go ahead and put this back in. I just throw that wherever. Now keep in mind, when you're done with the mission, you can leave all your items in the house and stuff. You won't lose them. You don't have to bring them back to the truck. They'll just automatically be there. As long as you don't die, you won't lose your items. So that's the only thing that matters. We need motion sensor, which is the thing I placed down there. Salt, which I can show you how that works. And I need this as well. So let's go in there and look for this. I want to show you guys salt. And I need to show you guys something that's very important too. Okay. So when the ghost is roaming or walking around the ghost room, the ghost always chooses the shortest path, which means it always is using the shortest path to get somewhere. So if I was to go from this kitchen to the garage, this is what I mean. Close to this door, hit this edge right there, and that was as close as I could get. So you want to place salt right in the middle of that doorway. You want to place it right here as well. You can even place it like at the edge of the car, right here, so it'll walk through that. It'll walk through it and eventually see if it'll do it. Gonna step in the salt. Okay, well, I'm not gonna waste any more time with it. I would like to actually see it though, so I could showcase this. Give me a sign. You could also do that. You could sit there and trigger the ghost saying, "Give me a sign," and it'll give it a little bit of an increased chance to do something, to interact. Hello? Okay, stepped in the salt. It stepped in that pile. Use the UV light. Do you see those green things? You can take photos of that. Like me, I can just do that. That is what you want to look for. Now, if it's a wraith, you won't see that at all. You won't see those feet. It'll be like blank when it steps in there. Most people make the mistake of thinking, oh, it stepped through the salt. I can take a picture of just this right here. No. The thing you need to take a picture of is using the UV to see the footprints. That's the thing you're taking pictures of. Don't even worry about the pile of salt or the footstep. And that's just the animation. That's just showing you that the ghost stepped in the salt. That's useless. Don't take a picture of that. You're going to get 0 stars. The only thing you need to take a photo of is the feet prints it leaves behind, which is seen by the UV light. So, okay. Now, candle, I can do that easily. Now, candle objective, you just grab the candle, light it. How you light a candle? You place it down. Wait, is it raining heavy? And I'm actually... Oh, well. Also, if it's raining, you gotta make sure that, you know... So when you... Okay, I pressed F. If you have a lighter in your inventory and you have a candle in your hand, if you press F, it's automatically gonna light it. But, most of the time, just place the candle in the ghost room. Light your candle. Light your lighter and just press F on the candle and it'll light it. But, you want to have the candle near the ghost room so the ghost can interact with it and blow it out. Honestly, I drop my flashlight when I played, just so I can carry more items in the house. So it's gonna take some time for it to write. That's fine. Motion sensor hasn't hit that yet, so I could probably put another one in there. Also, we're gonna be moving on to the the Repel and Cleanse. Next, I think that's, and then Escape the Hunt. Escape the Hunt. Oh, it hit the motion sensor. Do you see that light? Wait, what? No, that was the candle blew out. Okay, never mind. It didn't hit the motion sensor. Oh, it just hit it. Did you hear that beep? Also, if you're out in the truck and you hear that beep, and it's not the it's not anybody else you're playing with, or if you're solo, you hear it, you know it. The ghost went through that motion sensor. It passed through that. It's roaming out of the room. So I got all the objectives here. I got the candle, the salt, the motion sensor. Those are 3 of the most basic objectives you could possibly get. Very easy. I don't even need this anymore. Now Cleanse. Okay, I have made a tutorial on the smudge sticks, how to cleanse and how to repel. Basically, cleanse is just you just use the smudge stick in the ghost room, and that will give you the cleanse. And repel is when the ghost is coming after you and the ghost gets close to you, you light the smudge stick, and that makes the ghost go away from you and wander for 6 seconds. And that buys you time to run away and hide or loop it or whatever. Like me, I loop the ghost, and I'm a stupid idiot sometimes. I get myself killed sometimes doing things. I play extremely risky, so you see me do some crazy things that none of you guys should do unless you're highly experienced at the game. But yeah, I made a whole smudge stick tutorial. Again, I linked it earlier, so click on that. Make sure you watch these videos because it's going to help you learn a lot about this game. The photo cam is going to help so much, and the smudge stick is going to help you tremendously as well. So please, if you can, if you don't want to watch my videos, there's surely some other videos out there that can help you with that. But yeah, the help is there if you need it. Escape the hunt objective. Simply, all the ghost has to do is gain line of sight of you to see you. And then you have to break that line of sight and escape. Basically, you have to live through that hunt. And then it will cross that objective off. You'll get that objective a lot. You'll get another objective called Witness a Ghost Event. That's the things I was witnessing earlier. The hisses, that's a ghost event. The ghost showing up and stuff, that's a ghost event. You know, the ghost coming after you, like walking towards you. That's a ghost event. That's how you get that objective. That's just pure RNG based. That's not up to you. The ghost just has to just show itself. That's not up to you at all. When it comes to, that's just RNG, you know. That's how it is. But yeah, we're dealing with revenue here, so we do need a smudge stick. I'm at 57% sanity. That means I can be hunted very soon. You will find a Ouija board. Also, you gotta look for a bone in the house. Let's go ahead and look for a bone. The bones have changed now. Basically, there's gonna be a bone on every map. There's an Ouija board. Perfect. I've not made an Ouija board tutorial, but I can briefly show you how it works. The main things you need to know of how it works. Let me go grab my photo cam. Kind of need that. If I can find it. Oh, I don't have a. I need to go grab. Brick. Now, amateur, intermediate, and professional. The Ouija board only has a small chance to spawn. Well, when I say small, it spawns in a lot of the time, but you don't get it every time. The board is not guaranteed, the Ouija board. The reason why is because it would be kind of OP if it would. The only time it's guaranteed is in nightmare mode, and that's only to use like the ghost location to find out your sanity, because nightmare mode's exclusive is that you can't see your sanity and stuff. So again, I'll be explaining. Again, I'll be making another video on that as time goes on. So you can take a picture of that. Basically, what the Ouija board does is it gives you information. I'll stand out here with it. So if you don't know what a Ouija board looks like, here it is. Basically, the questions you can ask. If you're playing nightmare mode, these are only questions you can ask. What is my sanity? How insane am I? Those questions right there, only ask those if you are playing on nightmare mode, because that's when it's useful. It drains your sanity like crazy if you fail it. So basically, you lose sanity. You trade sanity for information. So if you don't hear anything from the ghost, you don't know where the ghost is, and you have an Ouija board, you can actually ask the Ouija board where the ghost is. Like right now, I can do that right now actually. Where are you? D-I. You can just look at what it's spelling. Okay, it's in the dining room. So that's where the ghost location currently is. There is a huge debate going on. There's people saying, what is your favorite room? People are thinking, where are you? And what is your favorite room are two different questions. They are the same exact question. They are both giving you the location of the ghost. The favorite room is not always the ghost room. I'm telling you, that changes time to time. That is not true. It's just the same thing as asking, what is your favorite room is the same thing as asking, where are you? So please don't listen to those rumors. It's been confirmed by the developer himself, the man who made this game. It's been confirmed that that is not true, but they are two separate questions, so do not get that mixed up, please. That's a very common misconception people have. You can also ask, how old are you to the ghost? That's not informative that in any way. That's just asking the age. It's just a fun question to ask. You can ask, how many people did you kill? It'll say usually 0 or 1. You can ask, how long ago did you die? And it'll give you a 3-digit number. You know, it's just, you can ask those type of questions, but the most important thing is asking, where are you? That's literally the only thing. Unless you're playing in nightmare mode where you need to ask for your sanity, which I made a video actually about that. I'll link again, top right or top left, wherever that might be. I'll link that, showing where I explain the sanity, how to like find out your sanity using the Ouija board. But you don't really need to use that if you're a beginner, because if you're a beginner, you're gonna have the sanity board behind you in the truck, so there's no use for it then. Anything else need to be saved? Oh, we need to look for a bone. Also, I want to take a pill. Yeah. So from what I've known, I feel like they changed it because I feel like I fail a lot more, but you have a 2/3 chance of successfully answering the board. So if you ask a question, there's 2/3 chance you're going to get it. There's a 1/3 chance where it fails. How you fail? If you have the Ouija board on, you need to make sure you click it, by the way, to make sure it's on. It needs to be highlighted like that, so the Ouija board is working and on. If it fails a question, you'll see the little disc right here. This little wooden thing flop, and you'll see it turn itself off like that. And that's how you know. Did I take Sanity Pills? I think I did. We're gonna go look for the board, the bone real quick. There's a bone right there. This is a very important. This is very random. You can get a skull, you can get a hand, you can get a leg bone, you can get a rib cage, you can get a hip, shoulder blade, I think, something like that. You can get all kinds of like human parts. So this is a part right here. You need to take a picture of it, by the way. Pick it up, and that automatically gives you a good bit of experience and money right there. So just be sure that you look around the entire map and look for the bones. Sometimes they can be sneaky, so you got to look very thoroughly and carefully. Other than that, that's it for the bones. You just got to make it a habit to look for that bone every game so you can get that experience and extra money. It's very good to have. Anything else I need to cover? But yeah, oh yeah, I gotta show you, I saved the best for last. The tutorial in Phasmo does not show you how to hide from a ghost. It does not show you, like, what to do when the ghost starts hunting you. So, I'm gonna do that right now. That's what I'm gonna do, actually. I also wanna, I can get a perfect game here, actually. Yeah, I can actually get a perfect game. So we're gonna go here. So when the ghost is hunting you, so here's a huge thing you need to memorize. You need to memorize the map. You need to know your hiding spots. Know where you need to hide. You can hold doors against you to hide sometimes, like in here. That's blocked off. There's gonna be, when you're an amateur, there's no spots blocked, so you can hide in any of these lockers. Let me see if I can find a locker that's open. This is open. They'll be open. You need to hop in it. Make sure the ghost isn't seeing you. You can break line of sight multiple times. Also, when the ghost is chasing you, try to break line of sight as multiple times. If you don't know what I mean by break... It's hunting me. I gotta shut up. Hold on. Turn off the flashlight. Alrighty. Well, did you see what I did there? Since I'm playing solo, I have to shut up. The only time you really have to not talk during the entire hunt is if you're playing solo, or if you have local push to talk off, meaning that your mic is always on. But if you have it on like most people do, you need to have it on, by the way. I highly recommend just keeping it on, where you have to press a button. That way, if you're playing multiplayer, you can talk all you want. Just do not press the comms button. Do not use local push to talk or global. If you use any of that, the ghost will come to you and automatically hear your voice. The ghost can hear you in the game. So you have to make sure you're careful about that. Because I'm playing solo, I had to shut up there. When you are hiding in a place, your flashlight must be off. And you cannot have an electronic device in your hand. So you can have your flashlight in your hand turned off like that. You can have that turned off in your hand while hiding. That's perfectly fine. But like, you can't have a video cam just sitting in your hand. You can have a flashlight off, but you can't have a video cam, photo cam. You can't have that in your hand. You need to switch over in your inventory, or just drop it. Just drop it, or just switch over, which is whatever, which is Q for you guys for basic. If I have this in my hand, I just put it to my nothing like that. You can press T for flashlight. You don't have to like pull out your flashlight to click it. But yeah, same thing with the UV light. You got to have it clicked off. You can have it in your hand like this, but just have it turned off. Video cam, make sure you have it. You do not have it in your hand. Like the game does not tell you that, but just do not have any video cam, photo cam. Don't have an EMF that's on. Don't have a thermo that's on. What else can you have on? Don't have a spirit box that's on. Do not have those on in your hands. The ghost will detect that, and it will come kill you, and it will come in your closet and destroy you. Basically, that's just what happened. So for a new player, you need to have that down. You need to make, there's a lot of things you need to make a habit. You need to make that a serious habit to not do that. Is that why you get hunted so much? Yeah. But just electronics. Let me go back to the truck so I can show you what to not have in your hand. When you're hiding, you can have like a crucifix, salt. Just don't have anything that's electronic. Motion sensors and sound sensors, I don't think you die with those in your hand. Yeah, you don't die with those in your hand. You can have those in your hand, you know, while you're hiding and stuff, because they're not actually on. But you can't just have this in your hand. You can't have it on a tripod in your hand like this, because it'll still be on. You just can't have those things happening. You can't have your photo cam in your hand. You can have a candle in your hand. You can have that lit. You just can't have this. You can have it off, but you can't have it on like that. You can't have this on at all either. You have to turn it off or just throw it on the ground. Honestly, I just recommend throwing it on the ground. If you can't remember, just switch over. That's what I would do. You can have a dots in your hand because it's not on in your hand, so you can just sit down, you know, and hide like that. Let's see. So hiding, like I said, if you're gonna be playing on amateur and intermediate mostly, so you'll have like all hiding spots. If you play an intermediate, only a couple hiding spots would be blocked, like right here. I need to take a pill before I die here. I forgot to take one. See, I'm at 29%. I am well below the range to get hunted, so I took both of them. I'm back at 80, so I'm good. I got great sanity, so I'm gonna go back in. Yeah, you can't have this on during hunt either. You can have it off like that, just don't have it on. So see how this is blocked off? That means you can't hide in it, you can't get in it, you'll just die. So you need to make sure you get an unblocked one. So as soon as you go into a house, while you're looking for the ghost, it's good to multitask. Look for the bone, or while you're looking for the ghost, look for hiding spots you can hide in, potential hiding spots. Always leave that door open too, so you can just hop right in and close it. You need to make sure it's closed. I recommend, when you turn off the flashlight, I recommend to grab the door that's closest to you, like stand in the corner. I recommend standing in the corner. What the fuck? Sorry. Recommend standing in the corner. It's about here by me. What the fuck? Recommend standing in the corner and holding the door like this close to you, and just hold it with your mouse. Don't let go of it, because if the ghost comes by and interacts with the door, it's not going to touch that door. It's going to touch the left one over here. Most of the time, if it can hear you, it'll force open both doors, but that's rare to happen. But just you know, just keep both doors closed. Sometimes the ghost will roam by your door and open it. Don't panic. Just simply, if it opens it like that, just simply grab it, close it, and just grab the door again like this. Don't worry. The ghost it's just a normal thing to do for the ghost to open the closet door on you. If it swings both wide open, you better panic then and start like this. Sometimes if it hears you or sees you go in the locker to open them both, you just gotta sit there and close both of them like that. Just make sure you close it and the ghost doesn't get in there with you. Just don't talk during the hunts. Don't talk if you're solo, and don't use push to talk if you're on multiplayer. But other than that, you can even use doors to hide. You can even, like, on this map, there's only like 2 places, I think. If you don't have this hiding spot available, like if you're playing a nightmare, you can hide behind this, hold the door against you, and just squat down. That blocks line of sight. Basically, if you have the ghost on your tail, you want to break line of sight and go the shortest path possible. So if the ghost spawns right here behind me, I'm going to go flying around this corner, and I'm going to stay hug the wall right here. I squat too, because you can see the floor, see where the corners end. If you're standing up, you can't really see where the corners end. I was freezing out here now. Okay, interesting. Also, if you're running away from the ghost, let's say it's on your tail, you can go in here, you can close doors behind you to break line of sight, help you out, walk around a bit. Wow, you turn on a lot of lights. You've been doing a lot of stuff, Ghost. But yeah, if the ghost is on your tail in the garage, just like close the door behind you, sprint out. You can even hide behind doors like this. In the basement door, hold it against you. Do that. Also turn on that light. Interesting. I need to get a smudge stick in case it starts hunting. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, we got this. Smudge Stick will protect you, by the way. Like I said, I made up a tutorial on how to do that stuff, so just remember that. Keep that in mind. So I guess we're going to get hunted. I'm going to show you exactly what to do during a hunt. Where are you? I'll get to showcase the Smudge Sticks to you, how they work, too. Am I insane? Okay. Where are you? How do you know it's a hunt? The ghost will close the front door. You'll start hearing footsteps, and you'll start hearing it sing, and you'll hear your heartbeat if you're on the ghost. Also very hard to detect whether the ghost is hunting or not, or it's a ghost event. Can this guy hunt me? Where are you? Okay, here we go. It's back there. Okay, it's gonna be a very fast ghost, by the way. That's how you know it's hunting. It'll be blinking during the hunt too when it's coming after you. So the Smudge Stick radius is pretty big. Hey, Doppy, good morning. Okay. So you want to use Smudge. How you want to use Smudge Stick, basically how you use it. You gotta have the lighter with it too. Come here. So it's gonna be very fast. Look at it. Wait, it runs after you now? Wait. What? Wait, what the fuck, bro? Tell me somebody saw this. Somebody clipped that, bro. Holy shit. I didn't know that. What the frick, man? Whoa, that's crazy. Sorry, I just found that ghost model usually is a crawler, which means they crawl on their arms and legs. And it was standing up running after me, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, that was. It's a revenant, so that's why it was fast. But you see, I smudged the ghost, turn off my flashlight, run to your hiding spot, and shut up. Basically how that goes. But is there anything else I could think of before leaving? Yeah, you'll start learning how everything works as time goes on in the game. Oh, don't worry, Twinkie, you can get used to it. The radius on how much a smudge covers is 6 meters. The ghost can be here. I can be standing here, and it can be all the way to that yellow line over there, and you can press smudge, and it'll still smudge it. So, as long as it's somewhere close to you, you can just, like, start smudging. You're used to dying. Alrighty. Other than that, just, like I said, do the homework. Watch those videos, or what? Don't even watch my videos. You can watch someone else's videos if you don't want to watch mine. But I have videos for this that I'll be linking. But just, what was I saying? Do your homework. Study your ghost. Study the weaknesses, strengths. Look at the summary of them. try to memorize the 3 evidences for each ghost, you know? If you can do that and keep up on yourself, that's going to help you greatly in this game. But I gave you all the tips I have. Like I said, I might make a special video along the road, like showcasing each ghost and its abilities. But yeah, these are just basically like this whiteboard. I told you not to worry about it. That's all the objectives. When you get the objectives done, you'll see that they're crossed out. Obviously, the only objective that'll never be done is the objective 1. That's the ghost type. That'll always be there. The 2, 3, and 4 objective will always change. It'll be random. But the first one will never change because it's just, that's an objective. You need to find out what type of ghost you're dealing with. Obviously, I'm dealing with Revenant because it's fast and I got all 3 evidences for it. But other than that, I have nothing else to say about this. I hope this helped you guys get a good starter tutorial. I hope this taught you a lot and helped you a lot about this game. I tried to include everything I could, all the important things. Just I hope if there's any questions you guys have, you guys can leave it down in the comments. I'll gladly answer them to the best of my knowledge. I'll give what I can. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave now. See, you hit that button when you're ready to leave. Make sure you fill in the ghost, click on it and fill it in. And now you just let the game go and it'll just automatically put you in. But yeah, we had a Revenant. Did I not take the photos? I guess I didn't. I could have had a perfect game. But yeah, that's a very good game. That means I got all the objectives. The higher difficulty you play, the more multiplier. See, total X difficulty multiplier. That's how much more stuff you get. You get more experience and more money. So I got a total of what? 40, 50, $85. So professional gives times 3. So that is 85 times 3 gives you 255 right there. Obviously, as you can see. But yeah, you go to the stat sheet, you get a lot of experience, get leveled up. This tells you just the statistics, the time in light, how long you've been in the light. We've been in this game for an hour 14. Jeez, it's been a long one. We've only been in the dark for 13 minutes. We've only been in and out of the house. We've only been in for 4 minutes. Total time inside, 15 minutes. We've only been in the house for 15 minutes. That means I've been outside the whole time talking. Ghost events, it tells you how many ghost events you had, how many hunts happened, how many interactions. This ghost is crazy active, but then again, I've been in the house for an hour and 15, so that's basically what it tells you there. But yeah, that completes it for you. You get money off that. I got $200. You can go in here and buy another EMF writing book, you know, spirit box. I'd recommend just buying objective stuff so you can make more money. So I recommend the very first money you make, you buy objective stuff. You buy like a candle. You could buy, actually, you know, some houses actually have candles in it, so you can wait on the candle. I'd recommend buying maybe a crucifix. Maybe you could buy a lighter and a smudge. You could buy a motion sensor, even a strong flashlight to give you better lighting. But yeah, that's all I really have. If I remember anything when I end this video, if I remember anything, I'll make sure to include it in the description, so keep an eye there. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything, I'll be glad to answer it. But yeah, hope this tutorial helps you guys out. I wanted to make a tutorial for completely new beginners and try to explain to the best of my knowledge how things work. If I explained it great, let me know. If I explained it terrible, I'll try to explain it in a better way in the comments. Just let me know down below. It's going to be very helpful. Promise you guys. Trying to help the community out as much as possible. There's a lot of new people coming to this game, and because there's a lot of new people coming to this game, I need to help out as many people as I can. I love helping people, something I love to do. So yeah, anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I hope choosing me helped you guys a lot. There's an hour and 20 minutes of content here for you to go through, so I try not to miss on everything. So but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.